there is this promised real estate crash. I've seen it in the headlines and I've heard it from all my friends that this real estate crash is coming. And at least in Colorado, we're not seeing it. In fact, year to date, or year over year rather, we are now up over last year. Last year at this time, it was $806,000 was the average sales price in Colorado. And now we're up to $811,000. So I want to take a second. I'm out doing showings. You can see my cute little daughter in the back seat doing showings with me. But I want to talk about at least one reason why that is. I don't know everything. No economist does. Practicing economy is a little bit like being a weatherman. Nobody can predict the future. But let's talk about one reason why that is. And to do so, we need to talk about supply and demand. So let's go back to 2008. Everybody's saying this is the next 2008. We're going to have a housing crash. Well, in 2008, the reason we had a crash is because there was a flood of supply and demand did not meet that supply. And so housing prices crashed. Why was there a flood of supply? Well, there was a flood of supply because of bad lending practices and because homeowners couldn't afford their mortgages because they had adjustable rate mortgages that started to go up in interest rate and they could no longer afford to live in their house. And so they had to sell their house to find a more affordable situation. Now we have the exact opposite. We've had better lending practices and 90% of Americans have an interest rate under 5% and 70% of Americans have an interest rate under 4%. That means that in order for someone to sell their house, they're going to have to double their interest rate to buy a new house. Nobody's going to do that. Imagine for yourself having to double your monthly payments in order to just live. You're not going to do that. And so it's actually keeping sellers in their homes, keeping inventory low, keeping a low supply. And yes, there is also a lower demand because of those higher interest rates, but it's a balanced market right now. And so it's a balanced market. We're seeing lifestyle changes actually driving real estate transactions instead of, get rich quick or people just taking the opportunity of the low interest rates. Yeah, people's lifestyle change. They need to buy a house. And so they're doing so. And we're seeing a really balanced market right now. So hopefully that's helpful in just explaining one element as to why we have a stable market right now and it's not crashing. In fact, it's appreciating slowly.